What's going on, guys? Indy here with Ultimate 2 Reviews, and today I'm going to talk about my EDC or everyday carry tools. Now, these are kind of interesting because, you kind of can carry them in your pocket, on a keychain, kind of wherever you want to. Over the years, though, I do a lot of service call work. I work in the AV field, and I also do junk removal. So having, a set of tools with me just on my keychain has always been quite useful. If I'm at a service call, maybe someone calls me and I don't really have the right tools with me or really any tools at all, of course I can then still do possibly some of the project or something that needs to be done to get them up and running again. So I will say on my keychain, I have updated my keychain quite a number of times. I've got a key just for my basically my trailer pin lock, and then I've got a knife. Now, the thing with knives that I've noticed with EDC knives is they come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. However, the two things that I found most important for me are going to have a knife that can't accidentally open. I've actually had a few that can accidentally, open like that a little bit and kind of start poking in the side. Absolutely hate that. I also wanted a knife that was definitely on a spring, so even if it did get pulled open a little bit, it still pulls itself back in, which is really nice to have. Now, I did want one that was basically going to be a flat blade with a pointed tip, and I'll show you why. I've actually had the Kershaw Shuffles for quite a while. I've actually got two. This is my first one that I've ever had. You can see the little thumb pin got, eventually just kind of fell off there. But then I bought another one. And the thing about these is they're kind of bulky. If you look at this compared to the SOG knife that I have here now, it's definitely quite a bit larger for not really much of an advantage there. Now, the one thing about this knife that I found that I did not like about it and why I got rid of it was I was not a fan of the curved blade. I would say the majority of what I used for my EDC knife was probably going to be opening boxes or, cutting into something that's going to definitely be better off with just a regular flat knife blade. And that's why I went to the SOG, and I've been really happy with the SOG so far. Although I'm kind of looking at maybe upgrading this thing to something else. I'm not really sure what I want to go to, but I overall like the style of the SOG knife a lot. And I think it's under the 4-inch mark, so it's safe for planes as well too. So I have brought that with me on a number of planes. It's been totally fine ever since. And of course, the Kershaw Shuffles, they're okay. They're just a bit bulky for what they are. I don't ever need this clip here. Never really use the bottle opener, and I don't like that the thumb screws can definitely fall off relatively easily. So that's kind of been the downsides of this knife and why I replaced it eventually. Now, my non-carry knife, or basically the knife that I keep in my truck for the most part, has just been a CRKT Drifter. And this one is just kind of a better knife that I have other than the SOG knife. For the most part, I use it for if I'm on a job, breaking out a bunch of boxes. It's been overall fantastic for that. And I think I found this thing actually like free somewhere. I think I found it on the ground somewhere is why I've been carrying it for so long now. But it has not let me down at all just yet. Been a really great knife so far. And I like that it's just a really comfortable size. It's not overly big, not overly small, just gets the job done, and it's a great size of a knife. All right, so my job site knife is going to be a Milwaukee Fastback. I've got two of these in both the different styles. I got the other one that has the flip out. It's currently in my truck right now. But for a razor blade, this has been a fantastic knife. I also do have the Huskies as well too. Those have been overall phenomenal. But this thing, it just is a really great size, got a nice grip on it, and I just like the price point of this thing for, I think it's like $8 or $9, relatively cheap, and overall it's been holding up overall fantastic. You can tell this is definitely a newer one. I did just buy a newer one, as that little one I have was definitely getting pretty worn out, and I think the latch was starting to get a little bit finicky there, definitely getting a little bit, full of junk, and I always want to come out. So that's why I ended up getting a newer one, and they're pretty great knives for the price, and I love that they are very easy to swap the blades out. There is really no fuss on that. They're quite easy to swap and easy to go. All right, let's talk flashlights. That has been the one thing that I have always been kind of fussy about when it comes to flashlights, because you gotta kind of balance, the amount of power a flashlight has with how much battery life it's going to use up. So one of the first ones I bought was a ThruNite TN4A. And this thing puts out just an absolute ton of light. The big problem with it is that it burns through batteries like crazy. And it actually runs on 4 AA's. But the big problem with this thing is even with rechargeable batteries, this thing will go through basically a set of batteries in just like 30 minutes. I mean, it's just almost excessive with how much power it uses. I wish it was basically going to be more of like a rechargeable battery in there, like a bigger just lithium-ion battery would be really nice. But this thing is just basically really chunky, really powerful, and overall not too happy with it just because of the amount of batteries it can burn just insanely fast. So I did upgrade for pretty much my job site flashlights. It's going to be the Cobalt 100, kind of the pen sticks here of the flashlights. They run on 2 AA batteries, and they last a really long time on 2 AA's. They're not the brightest flashlights when it comes to output, but they are really great for just doing a quick inspection of some clients' gear. I got to look behind something, easy to use, and they're very compact. I usually carry about 2 of these with me because they're just so nice to have. And they do have a lifetime warranty from Cobalt, so you can call them up if it breaks, anything breaks on it, they'll send you a new one. It's not a big deal. I've had these for about a year and a half now, and I have not had to warranty these out at least once. I own 6 of these. I keep 3 in my truck, 3 on my person, and they have been overall fantastic. Now, I just got this in from Wuben. This is going to be their all-new X2. This was sent to me by them. I'm going to get into a review on this in the future here once I get to use this more on the job site as well. This is going to be their new X2, and this is going to be kind of their, really serious EDC light. I got kind of a cool color. Just wanted to get something that was more interesting than just my usual, color scheme. Everything's all just black. But it's got some really cool features to it, and it does have rechargeable. You can plug in with USB-C, and it's got a number of modes, which is pretty neat. So I really like just, overall the ease of use of this thing. But I wish it might have been just a little bit smaller to basically everyday carry it. I don't know. I need to work with this thing a bit more to really see how much I like it. Now, a couple other tools I've got that I always carry with me is going to be a Dewalt Atomic. This is going to be a laser measure. This is going to be the DW055PL. Picks up for about 20 bucks on eBay, brand new in the box. Very tiny little laser level or laser measure, and it works extremely well, extremely fast, and it's one of the smallest ones on the market. So being able to carry this with me and say, hey, yeah, we're looking to do something on this wall here. All right, how much distance do I have over there, and how much distance do I have over there? I can tell that very quickly without actually having to carry a tape measure with me. So very cool there. And overall, it's a really cool unit. And it's very simple with one button push operation. So love that thing. Very neat there. Now on my wife's keychain for her car, I keep also a Gerber dime. I also keep one on my keychain as well. We both have these, and they're very handy. They're pretty much one of the smallest multi-tools you can get. I haven't looked at multi-tools in a couple of years, so I really need to check that out again. But these things are super handy, built-in pliers here. I usually don't really use much else other than the pliers, and then they also have a built-in screwdriver as well. I think it's going to be right here on this side is your built-in screwdriver. I use this to take off a number of plates in customers' houses so many times. Just works so well. Other than that, I don't really use much else off the Gerber dimes. I have actually used, they got little tweezers in here. I have used this in an emergency one time when I got a splinter in my finger on a job, and I'm like, I don't have any small tweezers. This thing did work out actually pretty decent. I got it out after trying for a couple minutes, but it did work, which was pretty cool. So I've always been a fan of the Gerber dime. They've held up. I think I've had these now for, man, gotta be going on 4, 5, 6 years, somewhere in that range there. But got my wife the kind of the green and the gray one. I got just the black one. You can see they definitely taken some wear and tear over the years, but they both still work, which is pretty cool. Finally, for a flashlight on my keychain, I've got the Olight. This is going to be the EOS. Definitely a really small one. It runs on 1 AAA battery, which is pretty cool. And all you got to do is twist it and you're good to go. It's a great little emergency flashlight. I have at times, been coming home from a movie or something like that, and I drop something, and having this little flashlight here, you can just be like, yep, I can find whatever I need in the ground really quick. It's definitely bright enough. I definitely have only changed the battery on this. I think maybe I do it like once a year at least, but that's about it. So it definitely is a really great emergency little flashlight to have, and just gets the job done really nicely. But I have replaced this once. I did have it warranted by Olight. It stopped working entirely. I'm not sure why it did stop working, but they replaced it no problem for me. So that was actually great on Olight's part. And this is my second one now. Overall with water, it's been pretty good. They do have a nice seal in there. so I've not had any issue with water, permeation too much on these. But I'm definitely looking to do more EDC stuff on the channel, guys. I've been using it a lot more. I don't know why I'm using a lot more, but I've been at clients' job sites, just kind of looking at, picking up more EDC gear here in the future. So guys, let me know in the comments what you guys carry right now for any EDC stuff. What are your daily carry tools on your keychain, maybe in your pocket? Let me know, guys, and I will definitely be getting some more reviews of some everyday carry tools. So guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great day, and stay safe out there.